Hey folks, today is Friday the 13th of July. My name is Jake. I just realized it's Friday the 13th. I didn't even know that was a thing today.
Yeah.
Spooky. As always, every Friday, we're here to talk about some video game stuff that has been going on. And the first story I want to get into is something I didn't expect to talk about with Cyberpunk 2077 being around, but that is The Witcher and the possibility of a Witcher 4 or next Witcher game. CD Projekt Red's CEO did recently go on an interview to state that they have no interest actually pursuing a Witcher 4 game. He did say that technically it wouldn't make sense considering they consider The Witcher 1, 2, and 3 as a trilogy, so there will possibly be a new Witcher game, it just won't be called The Witcher 4. He did go on to emphasize that the world of The Witcher that they have built up is actually going to exist as part of the company's long-term strategy. So there will be more Witcher stuff and more exploration in that world in the future. It just won't necessarily be continuing Geralt's journey. And I'm all about that. That to me sounds 100% just like, yes, we will get more Witcher in the future. It's not going anywhere, but maybe Geralt is. Bummer. Also, shout out to PC Gamer. I don't know if you guys read them that often, but they used to always use Geralt in the bathtub as their headline images. Now they always use this big Geralt picture, and I love it. Moving on, after the reveal for the Resident Evil 2 remake, which has become pretty much my most anticipated game, a lot of people have been talking about the change to the look of the characters, like Leon, and most notably, Claire's faces looking very different. Not just higher res, but also just completely different. We now have confirmation by the people who were chosen to model these characters. So for Leon, we have this male model dude. For Claire, she is modeled off of the face of this supermodel, and for the cop Marvin Branagh, this is a music producer that they used.
How random is that?
Very random. Very random, but I think most of them look good. I need to see more of Claire. I think her face still looks kind of weird. I don't know exactly what it is. But other than that, that's cool. It's different from Resident Evil 4 where they modeled Leon's face off of an animator in Capcom. And these models aren't actually playing the characters, they're being voiced by different actors and stuff like that, but it's still interesting because Resident Evil characters have always looked very handsome or pretty. In other news, this is interesting. I wanted to put this out to you guys to see what you think. It looks like a lot of sites, including IGN, are considering The Culling 2 to be one of the biggest flops of 2018. That's a bummer because the original Culling did inspire a lot of stuff that we see in games today. It certainly had a lot of promise despite being shut down last December. The Culling 2 seems to capitalize on none of that and is apparently generic and hasn't found much of a player base and has a low rating on Steam. Now, personally, I haven't played it yet, but I am curious to see what you guys think out there. If you did play it, how are you feeling on The Culling 2? Because the original had a fan base. It seems like some of the elements in this, like the shift to more focus on shooting and less on melee, does leave fans a little bit disappointed. But a sequel failing to capitalize on the original's potential, to me, is always the biggest disappointment out of it all. So I guess this is a flop. But again, like I said, especially if you have played the game, let us know what you think. Next, every week we like to go through the internet and show you guys really cool stuff that people either do or make for the love and in the name of video games. And this week, we have this PS4 take on a Wii U. This is from actually March, but it's been resurfacing lately, so we figured we would show it to you guys despite it being a little older. I think it's really cool. This is from my mate Vince. He's not my mate, that's his actual username. But this is really fascinating what he did here. This isn't just a fancy remote play device here. This is actually like a DIY PS4 Wii U gamepad that is in 1080p on this little screen. And he did it through a combination of wireless HDMI and rigging it up to Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. And I hate to say it, but I kind of want one. So if you do want to check it out, we link that in the description below, as well as everything else we talk about this week. But we also did link the new trailer for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee, and we got to see a lot more of it, and it's interesting. I'm longing for the real Pokemon more intense JRPG they are working on that they said is going to drop in 2019. But considering I think this will have the bones of that, I am still intrigued by this game, and it looks pretty interesting, especially the fact that you can ride on whatever Pokemon you want throughout the world. I do want to see more of how battling will actually go down, even though it is de-emphasized in the game. Not only that, you can give your Pokemon weird haircuts. This is fucking off. Look at this.
Hate this.
Did you see they gave Pikachu The Dumb and Dumber haircut. And while we are linking things for you guys to look at, I also linked a tweet from Jordan Vogt Roberts. This is the guy who is, of course, directing the Metal Gear Solid movie that is apparently still very much happening. They are celebrating the 31st anniversary of Metal Gear, and every single day he's going to be tweeting out new, never-before-seen art, which I, as a die-hard freaking fan, am really looking forward to seeing through the course of this month. As of the time of this video, we only got one piece of art so far, but it's awesome, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they got. So if you want to check that out, I linked that down below as well. But moving on to something I didn't think I would have to talk about at all, and we all get skeptical of video game movies, alright, I get it, but they're still fun to talk about, especially with the potential of this one here. We have known that Tom Holland has been cast for Sony's upcoming Uncharted movie, but more recently, Nathan Fillion has been teasing on Twitter and Instagram some involvement in the movie. He's tweeted a date which alludes to some sort of debut at San Diego Comic-Con that is going down soon, so I expect that, but it's leading a lot of people to believe, what is his involvement in this movie? Because the internet has always said Nathan Fillion should play Nathan Drake. He's kind of like the spitting image and stuff like that. At this point, I do think he is a bit too old. So I really wonder what they're going to do with this movie story-wise. Is he going to be old Nathan Drake mentoring a new young Nathan Drake style person that will be Tom Holland? Is Tom Holland just going to be playing young Drake while Nathan Fillion plays old Drake? Is Sully even going to be in the movie in a mentorship role, or is that going to be completely swapped? I am very curious to see, because if you do go into Nathan Fillion's Twitter account and scroll down a little bit, lately he's been looking very fit and very Nathan Drake-like. I don't know if that actually means anything, but like his hairstyle and his hair is dyed and he looks very much like the Nathan Drake type of thing. Really, I still am curious. I love to give every video game movie a shot because I think there is potential, so I'm curious to see what goes down. But I think it is worth pointing out, don't expect this to be like a one-to-one, remake of one of the games, because it never turns out like that, whether we like it or not. But there's going to be a lot of Comic-Con surprises, so this is just one of many to look forward to, I'm sure. But in some Bethesda news, recently Todd Howard did go on record talking more about Starfield, and all he really revealed was that they are making it for seemingly current-gen systems, but also thinking to the future to pair up to whatever the next gen console is. So to me, it seems like very much this game is still kind of a ways off, and when it lands, it's going to land at a time when we are having kind of like a crossover period where we have games for one console, and then we have a souped up version of them for the next console. The way I feel about all this next console talk is slow down, chill out. But it was interesting to hear Todd Howard's perspective, especially because I met him once. I'm never gonna stop saying that. I'm sorry.
What?
Fuck you. Also, something else lovely that I would like to point out, he did comment on the Skyrim stuff and how they poured it to everything. And he pretty much dropped the final ball, even though I thought the joke that they did at the press conference, the Alexa thing, I thought that was the final word. But he did say, hey, if everybody wants us to stop porting Skyrim to things, maybe they should stop buying those ports. Also, it's worth pointing out, if there's any more news you want to see me or the gameranx boys talk about, we do our live show every week on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right now on Twitch, and we also upload it to the YouTube channel. So we talked about Darksiders 3 a little bit more and stuff like that, if you do want to check it out. But we do have to do that console giveaway we do, so let's do it. You know how it works. There's a link in the description. You sign up, you enter once, then you're entered for good. We go in to randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because Tom is going to be reaching out to you ASAP to figure out how we can send you your free shit. But now we got to talk about all the video game stuff going on. Like I said, it's been a slow July, but there's still stuff going on. Most notably, Octopath Traveler is releasing today. I want to know how you guys are feeling, if you're going to check that out. If not, if you're not playing on Switch, what are you playing right now? Regardless, I do want to know how you guys feel about a new Witcher game without Geralt. They have said this before, but now they really seem to emphasize that they do want to explore the Witcher world. So I want to know what you actually want explored in that world. And like I had said, The Culling 2, do you think it's a flop? Are you disappointed, or do you just not care? How do you feel about this whole Nathan Fillion, Nathan Drake business? Do you think he is the man to blame? Do you think he's a little too old? Maybe they'll just give him a bunch of makeup and some Marvel de-aging CGI. I don't know. Whatever it is, video games, let's talk about it down in the comments. I'll be down there talking to you guys as much as possible. But of course, if you want to yell at me or say anything to my face, find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino. Also, there's a great bunch of people over at discord.gg/gameranx. That is our official Discord where a bunch of cool, like-minded folks are hanging out. bunch of different channels to talk to them. Maybe consider checking it out. I don't know. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching us yap about gaming news and stuff like that. We really appreciate it. If you do enjoy yourself, clicking the like button does really help us out. But if you are new, you should subscribe because we put out stuff like this. We put out the live show on Tuesday. We put out before you buys and stuff throughout the week, Falcon topic videos. There's always stuff to watch, so consider it. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.
Yo, can we just take a second to appreciate how good the soundtrack is to just Tony Hawk games?
Excellent. It's so good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Well, thanks. Anyway.